Christmas and happy holidays. Thanks for joining us on Talk the Walk on this Saturday. I'm Sarah Wong. This week we're doing something special on the show, shifting away from politics and public policy for a moment, but still having a bit of fun. And we're joined by chef and restaurateur Esdras Ochoa, the LA taco king who braved Hong Kong's quarantine protocol to be with us. Thank you, Esdras, for taking the time. Merry Christmas to you.
How's it going, Sarah? Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
So happy to be here with you.
Yeah, I'm good. Well, walk us through your journey from the United States to Hong Kong. Has it been a turbulent experience because of the ever-changing quarantine rules?
Ever-changing, yes. It has been an adventure to get here, to be honest. I decided to go and spend some time in Mexico, a good 3 weeks there. Its purpose was mainly inspiration and to gather a lot of exotic ingredients that I have a hard time finding here in Hong Kong. So it served a great purpose because it also made it easier for me to come into Hong Kong. At the time, it was only a 2-week quarantine if you came from Mexico as opposed to the 3 weeks from the US. So it was a great journey. Of course, being in Mexico, full of inspiration, full of colors and vibrancy. And then that brought me to come into Hong Kong. And then the 2-week quarantine was actually really great. I needed it. It served me as a resting point, a point to really ponder and plan out my start here in Hong Kong again after 2 years that I've been away.
You're the first person who told me that quarantine in Hong Kong has been great. How was it actually? I need to hear from first-hand accounts here. How's the quarantine?
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it very much. I think a lot of credit is because I just love Hong Kong so much. So my excitement, it's almost like I would have paid anything to come back to Hong Kong. And for me, it was like, okay, 2 weeks of just chilling and resting. That's a really good deal for coming back to Hong Kong after 2 years. So I was just, in a good spirits and good attitude just to be back. And any price was fair enough for me.
Okay, so for a lot of people, a lot of audience here, including me, who know you for the first time is to watch the Netflix show, The Final Table. Saw you competing on the cooking show and making delicious tacos. And how has your life changed after the Netflix show? Has this been a very what's the impact to your career, into your life?
Wow. Oh man, that is one huge question for me. It's been tremendous. The change I've seen in my life and my career literally has been out of a fairy tale. You could write a book about this. The type of exposure that Netflix offers to anybody, it's next to none. So being in a show with in a competition of like that with the caliber of chefs that were on that show really opens the doors to anybody, and that was exactly my case. So many opportunities have popped up because of that. In the States, things with the Food Network, things with BuzzFeed, locally and internationally, a lot of doors have opened up. It's been a dream, to be honest. It's been an amazing opportunity.
How did you get on the show in the first place? Has there been a very specific process to select the candidates, or is there anything that we don't know?
Yeah, so they were trying to reach out multiple times. I used to get a bunch of emails, and I just read the title. It said Netflix, and I thought they were trying to sell me a subscription. And this whole time I was like, I already have Netflix. I would just delete the messages, right? So eventually someone called me directly, and they were like, we've been sending you so many emails. Why haven't you responded? This is what we're looking for. And I was like, whoa, I'm sorry. This is great. I did not want to be on the show, to be honest with you. I was very intimidated by the opportunity. I felt like I wasn't prepared. The caliber of chefs that were going to be on the competition, I didn't feel worthy to be on it. But a good friend of mine convinced me to be on the show, and that's why I decided to jump on board.
Yeah, we all have friends like that, encourage us to take that step forward, and which results in big difference. Now let's go back to where your culinary journey begins. The people familiar with your story know that you started your taco business in Los Angeles right after the financial crisis in 2008. And I wonder, here we are in 2021, powering through 2 incredibly hard years for small businesses and catering industry all around the world. Now, tell us what's like to hold on to your restaurants under all that, especially in California, where the restrictions have been incredibly strict.
Wow, man. Sarah, it's been a whole process of learning, of humility, of love, and of knowledge. I came from a small town. I was born in Mexico City, and then when I was very young, 6 years old, I moved up north to Mexicali. Mexicali is the capital city of Baja.
Yeah.
It sits right in the border of California and Mexico. It's a small town, desert. There's not a lot of opportunities. So I grew up always fighting and looking for opportunities. Very humbling to be raised that way, but also teaches you a lot of things. Teaches you perseverance, resilience, and those are the factors that I brought with me when I moved to LA. I moved to LA to study fashion design and merchandising. I finished school. I was getting into the industry, and that's when the financial crisis hit. So because of that, I decided to start a taco stand in the middle of downtown LA in an empty parking lot. Food was my passion, but I wasn't trained. I didn't know too much about it, but I knew tacos and I knew them well. And I wanted to share that with the people of LA. So fast forward in time, when you give it your passion, you give it a dedication to your craft, to something that you enjoy, it speaks for itself. So I was able to eventually open my first brick and mortar restaurant in Chinatown in Los Angeles. And then sure enough, here we are. It's been very challenging, but it's been very rewarding. The last 2 years of the pandemic have been difficult for everybody, but I saw a lot of blessings come out of it as well. I just me personally as a person, put the chef aside, put anything aside, just me Esdras, like I've always been very positive, always been very optimistic, very happy through thick, through thin, through moments of calamity. Like I've always been very happy and always very optimistic. So that really was a big tool for me during the pandemic. My biggest worry was my team, my employees.
Yeah.
I came from nothing really. And for me, having just a little bit, it makes me very happy and very grateful in life. So if I was to just have one restaurant or just have that taco stand still now, I was very happy back then and I would still be happy. All the other restaurants I'm very grateful for, but for me, it's just extra. Like I was already happy before. But now my worries is about the team. It's about now we have almost 100 employees here in Hong Kong alone from all the stuff we created. And so these people have families they have to feed and these people have responsibilities. That's really my stress and our focus is taking care of these people and creating things for them to be successful and to grow. So that's been the biggest struggle, but really it's been difficult, but it's our mentality and our determination of just staying positive. I think that's really carried us along the way.
That's great. I think that's the message that many people need to hear right now to tide them over this difficult period of time. And I heard so many heartbreaking stories about restaurants such as in New York City, where restrictions are also very strict, that the government just can't reopen because the curbs are always there. And I was wondering, because you mentioned you have the responsibility as owner to your staff and to your team. How do you keep them safe and how do you keep the customers safe in your restaurants?
It's very important to respect. Obviously, my home base is the States. And yes, there's COVID there too. There's a lot more COVID than here. And we have laws but it's very important that you always follow the law of the land and always respect. Unfortunately, not everybody wears masks in the States. Some people are against it. Some people look at you weird if you have a mask. But it's important that when we travel, especially in a place like Hong Kong, I have to get rid of that mentality. And I have to understand that I'm a guest here in this amazing country. And I have to respect the law of the land and apply to it. It is a little new for me to scan everywhere I go into all these places. Even in my own restaurant, I come in to go to work and I have to scan, that I'm here. That's weird, but I have to do it, and it's okay. That's the law of the land. I have to respect and I have to abide by it. I think we try to teach our staff that it's there for a reason, and it's important to respect the laws and to be a good citizen. And it's just, we have to get creative, you know. These are new times, and it's either we just give up and stop doing this business or this industry, or abide by the new changes and apply them and live with them, you know, and learn how to navigate with them. That's been super important.
Now, you mentioned that because I know that you started in the casino industry before switching to the taco business in Los Angeles. And with that career transition that took place in your life, and I was thinking about the trend of great resignation right now that's happening in the United States. Do you have any advice or do you have any message that you can give to people who kind of feel like they're stuck in one place in their career and try to make a choice and switch to a different direction in their life?
Wow, yes. I again, a lot of it I speak from experience, personal experience. Obviously, everybody has different views and different life experiences.
Yeah, of course.
But personally, Sarah, like I've learned that if I focus on the things that make me happy, you know, on the things that I've been blessed with, I believe that everybody's been given talents, some more than others, and some people really practice those talents. They really apply them to their life. I think if you look for what talents do you have, what things make you happy, what things fulfill you, if you focus on that, you become a happier person. If you become a happier person, it makes a domino effect in your life and the life of people around you. And then that's where true success is born, in my case, you know? And you become really good at what you do because you love it. You do it with passion and because it fulfills you. So in my case, I love to cook and I love to share cuisine with others. I love to interact with people. I love people. And having the taco stand gave me an opportunity to meet new people, meet so many friends, and to serve them, to cook for them. And I never saw it as a job. Even now, I work 16-hour days, sometimes 18-hour days. For me, this whole time, like, I'm having fun.
Wow.
So I never feel like I'm working, you know. It's a dream. It's tiring, it's tiresome, but I'm always happy doing what I love. So for those people that are stuck, like, and even with a great pay, I would put aside the salary that you're making. I would put aside the financial aspect of it and focus on what makes you happy. And money will trickle in later on the road. Naturally, it's bound to happen. But just do what makes you happy and what you love.
Great. Well, you're living the dream there, Esdras. Well, let's take a short break here. We'll pick it up after the break. Well, we'll be back in a moment. Stay with us.